one more discuss was about the time box. Now that's again a challenge that keeps coming in most meetings, and especially the agile meetings, right, Scrum meetings, because you're supposed to have a time box. Now, usually the conflict is between finish it on time and finish it right. Right? Finish it the best possible the right way and finish it on time. That's the conflict. Do you guys agree? So the conflict is when you had some time and you are not able to finish the entire thing in that time. And you have fear that if I rush it, it may not finish right. It may not finish right. That's the challenge. So what is the question? The question you have to think about at that moment is, if I favor one approach over the other, what am I losing?
Wavelengths.
Exactly. So managing time box, so it's a balance between finishing on time and the second is finishing right. Right? So the question you have to ask is, so the point I'm saying is there is no magical rule here that always finish on time. I can't say it. You have to see what are you losing.
But of course it always makes sense to finish it right, then finishing it wrong.
Yes, especially if it's something that may not get done. If it's a daily scrum and you feel that I need to create a discipline of finishing on time, right? And if you finish a particular daily scrum, one daily scrum on time without 2 or 3 people have spoken, right? It's a decision I'm making as Scrum Master with a known cost that people did not get time to share the status. But it's a loss that team can live with. People are still, free to talk to each other throughout the day, especially co-located team. If it is a distributed team, the cost could be too high.
Yeah, I see that with retrospectives, right? When we try to conduct that, or I observe teams doing it, and just be a part of it. I see that it runs over time, and there's lots of fun. They play games, runs over, and it's okay for the teams.
Mm-hmm.
The entire, of course, not even a single member says that we need to close it here.
Mm-hmm.
They are okay. Instead of 1 hour, it runs to 1 hour 30 minutes. The entire team is okay to spend that additional hour. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So as long as team is okay to spend that time, that's fine. I mean,
Yes. So thanks for sharing the thing. It again brings out the same point that you have to figure out what is the profit and loss equation, right? By finishing on right versus finishing on time, if I favor one over the other, am I losing? Am I gaining something? That's your guideline. So the example I took of daily scrum was what am I gaining by finishing on time without 2 people sharing their statuses? A better discipline, hopefully a better discipline tomorrow and for the times to come. That's what I'm gaining. What I'm losing is people did not get opportunity to get everybody's status. And that's the problem that can be solved by chatting or talking to each other throughout the day. Right? The same thing, sprint planning. Sprint planning is supposed to be done in 4 hours.
I just want to add
Yeah.
a very good example of daily scrum. Because it's so frequent, I think focusing on time is very critical because teams take 40 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes for daily scrum. They themselves realize that they're inefficient.
Absolutely.
Right? I think that's the kind of situation. It's a very less meetings and once in a while meeting, maybe getting extended by half an hour.
If it's once in a while,
It's okay.
Yes. The other thing I would say is monitor your time plan. Daily scrum is difficult, 10 minutes, but if you have a retrospective, right, you can plan the meeting. 1.5 hour meeting, this is how it should be chunked into different steps. And if a retrospective is running over, you don't, for a 1.5 hour retrospective, you don't need to come that you're running overtime at 1 hour 25 minutes, right? You have a feeling at half an hour time, 45-minute time, 1 hour time, you have a feeling of it, right? So you may take it to the team that guys, looks like we're gonna overshoot the time.
Right, of course
What do
that-
you want to do?
Right, of course that additional time should be time boxed as well. I mean,
That's right. So
yeah.
by monitoring the time plan, you can gauge it ahead of time, and instead of making a decision yourself, you can ask the team themselves. Guys, looks like we're gonna. Now, retrospective is one example. I'm talking about any meeting.
Right.
Somewhere around half time, you get a feeling that we are running over time. Then you ask them, guys, how do you think? Or maybe somebody has a smart idea that why don't we do this instead of this so we finish in time. So take it to the team or to the group and say, this is the possible risk we have. We are running into. How do you think we could possibly do it? And if people say, no, we don't mind staying half an hour late, perfect, everybody says half an hour late. If somebody says, I need to go sharp at that time when the meeting finishes, right? And if it's a retrospective, you don't want people to skip it, so you may either want to skip into 2 parts or limit the scope or do something.
Right.
So as a facilitator, the important thing is the team is making the decision even about these two things.